It is game 2 of the Knicks versus Celtics series, and my best bets are on the way. In this video, we have 2 player props, a parlay, and my favorite spread in this game. If you are new, my name is Austin from Calling Our Shot. As always, we begin with a recap of how we did yesterday. We did not bounce back after a terrible Monday. Yesterday, it wasn't bad reads, though. We got really unlucky. Let's talk about it. A 1-3 day. Now, again, these are all half units, and one of the losers was a quarter unit play. So 1-3 really sounds a lot worse than it really was. We didn't even lose a full unit, but we did cash Draymond's over in assists, Halliburton under in points. If you know how that lost, you know I'm in absolute shambles. He had 11 points with a minute 24 left. How he went over, I don't know, but he goes over on the hook, ends with 19 points, and he hit a three-pointer at the buzzer, as you probably saw. That is how we lost that one. GG. Julius Randle was our double club exclusive play. He ended with 18. He didn't really play a lot. I don't know why he didn't play much. I know a little foul trouble, but again, no one was working on the Timberwolves. Why not play him? And then Draymond Green over 2.5 first quarter points was honestly a laughable loser. He scores the first basket of the game. So he already has 2 points, misses a three-pointer. Fine. He ends with 2. And then he comes in the second quarter, scores 14 points. Could not miss in the second quarter. It was just like he watched the video and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait to shoot my threes until the second quarter. Then I'll make 4 of them. I mean, we picked the one Draymond points prop yesterday that lost. That's just how it goes sometimes. But today we're talking just about the Knicks and Celtics series. I will have a separate video for the other game, which is the Nuggets versus Thunder game 2. You can check that one out. At the end of this video, we will have our Underdog fantasy entry. Gone a little bit cold on these, but I think today's will bounce back and win. A reminder, you can use my code COS. They'll match your first deposit up to $1,000 and give you this Tatum free pick. Take advantage of that. Talk about them more at the end of the video. But speaking of Jason Tatum, he actually is my first play of the day, and it is over 32.5 points plus assists, minus 115 on Bet365. Just a half unit play here, not going crazy, going for a full unit. However, if I had to make a play in both of these games, a bigger play, it would be Jason Tatum's over in points plus assists. I'll stick to just a half unit, though, because it is the NBA playoffs. The stars lines are pretty sharp, and honestly, playoffs are just really tough to bet on. So I rather limit the unit size. If we go ice cold like we've been the last 2 days, it's not like we get our bankroll destroyed. That's why I stick to the half units. But let's talk about Tatum. Now, in his 4 regular season games against the Knicks, he went over in all 4, having 47, 44, 34, and 37 points plus assists. Now, in game 1, Tatum, not a great game. He had 23 points and 6 assists. For those counting out there, 33, or he had 29 points plus assists. We need 33 or 34 if you take the 33.5. Now, what was the problem? What was it? Efficiency. It's pretty easy. That's what Tatum struggled with. He had a big first quarter. After that, I don't know what the hell he was doing. But Tatum shot 7 of 23, 4 of 15 from 3, and he actually only converted 6 of his 17 potential assists. We know the Celtics missed the most threes any team has ever missed in an not NBA Finals, in a playoff game. It was a disaster class of all proportions. Now the Timberwolves tried to break that record yesterday. They shot one of the worst percentages I've ever seen, but and lo and behold, it really just came down to efficiency, and he just was not good. I'll just say what it is, but he was settling for threes way too much. 15 threes, 4 of 15. I'm just going to tell you right now, the Celtics aren't going to go too far, aren't going to win the NBA Finals if he's shooting 15 threes a game. It's just not sustainable. They need him to be aggressive. Leave the three-point shooting to guys like Derek White or Al Horford / Kristaps Porzingis. You need to be aggressive, attacking the hoop, drawing fouls, or getting easy lands because the teams don't want to give up threes. What happened was he was just settling for threes. We saw in that fourth quarter, he shot 7 times, 5 of them were three-pointers. That's bad. That's bad basketball. And I think Tatum will lock in here. I think the game plan if I were to be the Celtics, we got to attack these mismatches. I mean, Jason Tatum was hunting mismatches against Cat or Brunson or anyone all game long. And what he was doing was settling for threes. That's bailing out the Knicks. I don't think he bails out the Knicks today. I think he's aggressive. I think he gets to the free throw line, honestly, probably 10, 14, 16 times tonight. I think he's that aggressive, and I like his over in points plus assists. I think the assists have some upside given the 17 potential assists here. And he's been more of a point guard than he was in years past, especially since the All-Star break. So I love the upside in both categories. He could honestly hit this over in just points alone, but I could see like a 30-point, 10 assist type game. That wouldn't really shock me, honestly, here. I think he has a big game. We'll take his over in points plus assists. Now, my second play in this game is going to be on the same team, the Celtics, and it's going to be a very similar analysis. It's Jaylen Brown over 21.5 points. Now, On paper, this might seem like idiotic to take two overs, two guys that have the ball in their hands a ton. But I honestly think at worst, we split the two plays, Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. And I think there's upside for both to go through because we saw, I mean, Tatum, you could argue, probably should have cashed in game one. Well, Jaylen Brown did cash in game one and he sucked as well. He went out there and shot 7 for 20, 1 for 10 from three. His first three came in overtime, with 23 points. Now, we did get to the 10 free throws, so that's pretty good. But again, it's the same exact analysis as Jason Tatum. They settled for way too many three-pointers. When you set an NBA record for missed threes in a game, I think it's pretty clear you settled way too much. I mean, every starter, pretty sure had 10 or more attempts besides. If you were to just go through their attempts, I'll just list them off for you. You had Kristaps, he doesn't count. Tatum had 15. We had Drew Holiday with 7. Derek White was, my light just flickered, 16, and then Jaylen Brown with 10. I mean, that's just we're not winning like that. And I'm not a Celtics fan at all. I'm a Knicks fan, but they bailed out the Knicks by not driving. Jaylen Brown can drive on Mikal Bridges. He has the size mismatch there, and he will also hunt mismatches as well while Jason Tatum's not on the floor, or while Jason Tatum maybe is just deferring to him a little bit and letting Jaylen Brown cook as well. So again, I'm not going to get too hard into this, but he had 20 field goal attempts in game one, which is a great, healthy amount. Now, granted, we did have some OT in there, but again, I still look at this as a matchup where Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are going to be the two heads that are going to get the volume because the Knicks are going to want that. They don't want to lose to Derek White or heck Kristaps Porzingis. And what the Knicks did differently than they might have done in the games in the regular season against the Celtics, where they were switching everything. Typically, you would have saw Kristaps or whoever it was. Let's see if Kristaps plays. I have no idea if he plays today. They would set a screen, and instead of trapping, which is what Karl Anthony Towns did in the regular season, trap that, force a pass to Kristaps for an open three. They were switching those coverages. So again, if they're going to switch, you need to target the two guys on the Celtics that are going to attack those switches, get to the free throw line, and get their own shot. That's Jaylen Brown. That's Jason Tatum. So that's why I like both of them as my two favorite props of the day. I think both are in line for 25 or more points. And I think Tatum has the higher upside, so I like his points and assists a little bit higher. But I do think Jaylen Brown can get us 22 points rather easily. If you look at Jaylen Brown, when he shoots 15 or more times at home, 87% hit rate this season. One of his misses was game one. So I expect him to bounce back here. The volume should be good. Should be able to hunt mismatches, get Mikal Bridges down low in the post and score there. I know Bridges played really well in game one defensively. I don't know if it's going to continue over here. I like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, my two favorite props of the day, both of their overs. Now I want to get into an Underdog slip. Reminder, Underdog Fantasy, you can sign up using my code COS. They'll match your first deposit up to $1,000, and they'll give you this Tatum free pick. You only get the free pick if you sign up using my code. So use that code COS or the link down below. This is my Underdog slip. Let's pull it up. Tatum, 25 plus points. I think he gets that. I'd rather do that than the points and assists. It's obviously an alt line. His regular line's at 27.5. OG Anunoby, less than 2.5 threes. Look, I get it. Anunoby burned me in game one on the under. They left him wide open. I would be shocked if OG Anunoby is wide open tonight. I mean, he was honestly the reason the Celtics lost was OG Anunoby having 29 points. They will make adjustments, and there will be someone glued to OG all game long. So I don't see him doing well there. If he's going to score, it's driving to the hoop. Jalen Brunson, 7.5 assists. I always take the less than there against the Celtics. Just doesn't get a lot of assists against them. And then those Jaylen Brown, 21.5 points. Love that. You put $20 on this, turned into 80. I love that slip. A reminder, sign up using my code COS. You can tail the slip. You get a Tatum free pick, and you get a match on your first deposit up to $1,000. Now, we need to talk about my spread lean in this game. After starting 2-0 on spread leans, I've missed my last 4. So take this with a grain of salt because I don't track them towards my record. I don't bet them myself. So if you're betting them and then coming back and complaining to me, I don't know what you're doing. Fade them or tell them. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Trust your own research. I lean the Celtics minus 10.5. I just don't see them missing as many shots as they did in game one. The Knicks got a great game from OG Anunoby. Don't know if they can count on that. Hasn't necessarily played great against the Celtics this season. Could get into foul trouble. And then it's relying on Jalen Brunson to carry the show again. Either the Celtics are more aggressive here, get the Knicks into foul trouble, and they aren't settling for 6 million threes like they did in game one. So I lean them to win. It's a big spread. I think it's big for a reason. Celtics cannot afford to go down in this game. I trust them. The Knicks, I think, are going to be a little bit content about getting out game one victory. I trust the Celtics minus 10.5. Not betting it myself, just where I would put my own money if I had to bet a spread. But my only picks were Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They're overs, points and assists for Tatum, just points for Brown, although you could do points and assists if you want to for Brown as well. Let's dominate. Let's go 2-0, and let's hope we get a little bit of luck to go our way because the last Yesterday was unlucky. The day before was bad reads. Yesterday, we could have easily gone 4-0. We just got wrecked. Either way, I'll have a separate video for the second game. Nuggets, Thunder, when it is live, linked right here. Go check it out. Go watch that video. MLB, we also have our first 2-unit play of the year. We've been ice cold over there, so if you've been fading, you could retire probably soon. Today, maybe that changes. So check that out. I'll link those videos right on the screen. Let's have a day, and I'll see you guys back again in the next one. Peace.